You know, I have been on YouTube for a minute. I think it fits. I have basically done every method when it comes to planning and filming and editing and whatever else there is to do with YouTube. But I will say that my theory going forward is much more story-based. It's much more, you know, bringing you guys along for the ride. You guys know that. I already shared my journey there. But I want to give you some tips and tricks on how you can plan and film and edit your YouTube videos in a way where it doesn't feel daunting, in a way where it feels easy and makes your viewer want to watch. But first, I have to figure out how to get this grill off the wall because I need to get a new air filter and stop breathing in sheetrock dust every time I'm here. I'm doing it. I'm one of those women who really likes to do things myself. Like I could just totally just send my husband here. Be like, hey, take that grill off the wall and see what size the air filter is. But I bought myself a drill when I moved into the studio. So why not? There's not even a filter in it. Can you look at this? There's no filter in this thing, so I have no clue what size to get.
Seriously?
Yep, here, look. That's why I FaceTimed you.
Let's see.
Hey, howdy, hey, y'all. Oh my goodness. I'm in the studio. Now, there is barely any furniture. There's a little bit. And this is a real good test on how much you can hear the big country boy trucks drive by my office doors because I'm right on the street and we'll see. But today is not a studio tour video. As a YouTuber who's been on the platform for 3+ years, my journey through how I plan and film and edit and all of that has really been a journey. It's been different depending on the year, depending on my goals, depending on the types of videos I'm creating. And honestly, I think that is probably one of the biggest struggles for most people in this YouTube space. For most people looking to get started on YouTube is, how do I get started? And once I'm started, how do you actually plan your videos out and then film them and edit them and make sure it doesn't take over your whole life? And this honestly brings me back to something I've said before, and that is there are two different types of YouTubers. I have been / am moving into being both of them. Up until now, I have been type 1, and from that, I am moving into being type 2. And everybody is different, and their goals on the platform are different, but essentially, one type of YouTuber are the type of YouTuber who is using YouTube to benefit their business. Again, this is where I've been for the last 3 years. And that type of YouTuber is pumping out content that their ideal client is going to want from them, that their ideal client is going to be searching for, and they then are going to lead them somewhere off the platform. Like, being a YouTuber is not in their goals, if you will. And then there's the type that I'm moving into. And that is someone who really takes YouTube as their full-time job and really says, you know what, my YouTube channel is my job, my creation, my art is my job, and I'm going to treat it as such. And the planning and filming and execution for each type of YouTuber is very, very different. I used to be the type of YouTuber who would plan out my content months and months in advance, and then I would sit down and film months and months worth of content at one time. And now, today, I am filming this for you 2 days before it goes live. So my planning, filming, execution process, and it's because of the mindset shift from how I used to treat YouTube to how I'm moving into treating YouTube. We have to talk about this wall behind me. It is my favorite part of this whole studio. We have a couch, we have rugs, we have the colorful wall. I'm so excited. Essentially, here's where I think you need to be in the plan phase of your YouTube channel. You definitely need to be thinking about content ahead of time. You don't ever want to have to be coming up with the content topic the day before or the day you film. You want to have that planned out so that you're not like losing your mind when you're trying to figure out what you should be filming. And so regardless of which type of YouTuber you kind of fit into, you need to have a plan. You need to know kind of what you're working towards as you're working towards it. And you need to know what type of content is coming next. Now, as far as like the story goes and the pieces that go into it, if you are filming content for your YouTube channel with the intention of creating search-driven content for your clients or customers, if that's your goal with YouTube, you're gonna get burnt out if you try and make every single piece of content a piece of art and a piece of, a film or a story. So if you're like, hey, I want to create search-driven content, I want to put it on the platform, and I want to then, take people off of YouTube and send them to my platforms, and I don't really care if I ever grow on the platform, then what you need to be doing is you need to be planning out months ahead of time, and you need to be batch filming as much as you possibly can. On the flip side, if you're someone who's trying to really make it and make YouTube be your full-time job, you really want to put everything you have into creating videos and into creating content, then you still need to plan ahead of time. You still need to plan out that content, but it's likely not going to be as scheduled out, and there's probably not a ton of opportunity for you to batch film because the stories are different and the pieces you want to add into your videos are different. And that's hard to do if you're like, I'm blocking off 3 hours and I'm just gonna film like 7 videos. That's kind of hard to do in that case. So that is where the difference comes in for the two types of YouTubers in the planning phase. One is gonna be planned way out. The other one is probably gonna take it a little closer to schedule to plan and create their content. Now listen, I am not saying that those of you who are trying to, put your all into YouTube won't be planned out for a while. That's not what I'm saying at all. You totally can be and will be, but you just treat it a little differently. If somebody walks by my office, they can totally see me laying here on the floor. As far as filming goes, it's kind of the same thing. If you are planned way out ahead and you know what your content looks like and it's sit down talking head videos and that's the extent of your content, then batch it as much as possible. But if you're looking at really treating YouTube as a full-time platform, as looking at yourself as a YouTuber, then the filming process is going to be much more, one at a time. It's not going to be near as much of a batch process type thing. That's not to say you couldn't film 2 videos in a day or 3 videos in a day or whatever. However, it's going to be a lot harder if you're putting a little bit more creativity and creative effort into your work. Okay, my plan is actually to film over there in front of that black wall, but I'm digging this. I might just lay here and talk to you guys in every video. My plushy Walmart rug and my Facebook Marketplace couches. Now, we have to talk about editing, and this is something that is going to be different for every single human being. I think personally, my personal opinion, as someone who's putting out video content, you need to at the very least, oh, there's people walking by. Wow. She was yelling. You need to, at the very least, have a basic knowledge of a basic editing platform so that if you need to turn around a video quickly or if you forget to send something to your editor or whatever, you can turn the video around yourself. If you are YouTuber type 1 and you are solely using the platform to send people to a business and solely using the platform to, take advantage of its search engine capabilities, then I would absolutely hire out editing the first thing you hire out. I would hire an editor. I would get somebody who knows YouTube. I would get somebody who knows, the YouTube style. and I would call it a day. But if you are in the creator seat, that is where I think you need to have a little bit more control over your editing, at least for a little while, until you, one, have honed in your editing style, but two, until you can find somebody that you can trust to edit in the same way you do. Where I find the editing and filming process different too with YouTuber type 1 versus YouTuber type 2 is that generally YouTuber type 1 is going to bust through content. They're going to talking head video it. They're going to know where screenshots are going to go in. They're going to know all of this stuff after they film. So they may know their process while they're filming, but the editing thought comes after they film or during the filming process. Whereas with the creator side, the type 2 YouTuber, generally they/we/you are thinking about the edit as you're filming. When I came in to start filming this video, I knew that I needed to take off that grid so I could measure it to see what size filter I needed to get for it. And I knew that I needed to do some other things. And I totally know what the edit on this video is going to look like, even though I haven't yet filmed the whole thing. I feel like my whole basic point of this video is that if you are YouTuber type 1, then you need to create good content, you need to create search-worthy content, and then you need to bust it out as quick as you possibly can and, not worry as much about the storytelling and the things behind the scenes. But I will tell you, and if you watched my last video, you know this, that is not going to grow you a massive channel or a massive audience on the platform. But I run into people every single day, and I started this way, who don't care about that. They don't want to be a big creator on the platform. They just want to create search-driven content that's going to drive people back to their business. And that is a solid goal. And so in that instance, you need to plan, film, and edit in the most efficient way possible and get your content into the world. And if you are a creator on YouTube, then you need to spend a lot more time in the planning, in the creation, in the filming, in the editing seat yourself, because this is yours. This is your platform. This is what you want to make it, and you know what you want to do and how you want to do it. And to really thrive on the platform, we need the artistry and the heart behind the content. And so I think that's where the two differences come in. Oh. Now, I really am susceptible to someone seeing me walking down the street because I am right in front of the window. But overall, all of us need a system in place to get it all done. We're not robots. We're not, there's generally, especially when you're just getting started, you don't have a team and you don't have people to help you. And so you need systems and processes to get it done. And I highly recommend ClickUp as a way to kind of manage it all. That's the system I've been using for a little over a year now. And I basically plan out all of my videos there. And then I do my bullet points if I need to make bullet points, or my ideas and my kind of script, if you will. I don't script my videos, but the idea of the video I put all there. And then as I'm ready to film, I can just go in there and say, oh yeah, that was a video I needed to do. And that's how we manage sponsors and content that has to be pushed out. And then if I'm using an editor, that is also how I manage them and how I manage that. I send them the content and they send it back to me, and we do it all in that system. If you're not ready for a robust system like ClickUp, then I highly recommend Trello. Trello is a great system. Now, generally, ClickUp and Trello are about the same cost. So if I were going to choose between the two, I would definitely go with ClickUp. But Trello's a little easier to use. It's not quite as extensive to figure out, and it will get the job done. Okay, so now that you know that to really be successful on this platform, it basically comes down to systems and processes and figuring out how it's best for you to plan and film and edit based on your type of creator that you are. I have got to go to Lowe's and get a air filter for this bad boy back here and get a few other things to kind of finish off phase 1 of the studio, because we are moving in. Actually, on the day you watch this, we'll be moving into the studio. Right now, we only have one desk, and I have myself and an employee. So we're gonna have to figure that out. But it's exciting, and I'm pumped. And I'm really, really excited about the possibilities here. I mean, just the filming angles alone, guys. Alone. Future Jessica here with a little update. So when I filmed this, I filmed it with the intention of it being the video you saw on the day we moved into the office. And then 2021 happened. I broke my foot. New goal. I want to move my body / exercise every day this year, like in some way. So we'll see. But I am also quarantined for possible exposure to COVID. So my assistant, Laura, did move in the office, but I didn't. As soon as I'm out of quarantine, that office is mine though. In future editing, Jessica back again. I actually had more that I filmed for this particular video. I was like trying to put up my curtains in my office and some different things, and the cops showed up. It's like a whole thing, but I feel like that needs to be in a different video. So we're gonna end this one right here, and I wanted to give you a little sign off instead of just like ending with me getting this filter in the air thing. So thanks so much for watching. I hope that these tips and tricks on how to plan and edit and film and all the things came in handy, and I hope you enjoyed coming along on the ride for me trying to do this stuff in my office. And I have way more that I want to show you, but like I said, you're gonna have to come back for that one.